NFL star running backs are not able to secure the bag right now. Giants fans, they know all about this as Saquon Barkley remains unsigned through last Monday's franchise tag deadline. But why are tailbacks being undervalued, and what are solutions to them being able to see significant long-term money? Let's discuss with a columnist, anchor, and associate producer for CBS Sports Radio. That would be Jack Stern, who joins me again. Jack, how's it going, man?
I'm doing fantastic, Dexter, and I'm even happier because we're finally starting to discuss football season, right? I love the summer. I enjoy the sunshine. I'm a big beach guy. I also like the house music vibes. But there's something about talking about football, seeing the guys back on the gridiron, training camps finally beginning all throughout the league. So let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I know the football enthusiasts like yourself are very excited for this time of year because it's training camp time. So we're going to talk about football, but a very important issue. And Jack, you wrote a column titled "Frustrations Over Running Back Market Come as No Surprise." So I have to ask you this. Why are you not shocked that things have played out the way they have for running backs in the NFL right now?
Well, I'm going to take you back to freshman year economics 101 in that regard as well. You know, when the supply is very high and the demand is low, unfortunately, that creates a situation where the running backs have literally no leverage. You can always find one of these guys on the waiver wire. You can always draft one in the later rounds of the draft in April. So therefore, the Josh Jacobs of the world, Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott, even Tony Pollard, who really burst onto the scene last year, aren't able to command the types of salaries that other players are able to command at different positions, despite the fact that they're equally as valuable to their team, if not more valuable. And when you look at quarterback salaries, edge rushers, they come a dime a dozen. There's not a whole lot of them in the league. It seems like teams value their production a lot more and think that they're going to have a lot more of a difficult time replacing them. So that's kind of created this very unfortunate situations where running backs, unfortunately, don't have a lot of leverage.
Yeah, it seems like they don't have a lot of leverage here, right? And also, they want to get paid. They have the frustration because they want to get paid. It seems like the teams have all the leverage to the point that you're making. And Saquon Barkley, who's arguably the face of the Giants, he said that he's considering holding out for the season. So I have to ask you this. Is holding out the best play for running backs looking to get paid, looking to secure the bag? Is that the best play for them right now?
Well, the only way that that strategy works is if they all come together and say that we're all going to hold out. Do I envision that happening? Absolutely not. All of these guys are going to be making still a pretty good amount of money, right? The franchise tag for running backs, although it has gone down a little bit, still sits just above $10 million. I don't think anyone in their late 20s, given the shelf life for any of these players, is going to be willing to sit out an entire season. Now, there is something to be said for the fact that this strategy in the past has worked before. Remember Le'Veon Bell back in 2018 with the Pittsburgh Steelers? He literally sat out an entire season and then got paid with the Jets. Now, the cautionary tale when reviewing that type of a situation is that he was never able to replicate the production we saw earlier in his career. But I do believe that these guys do need to hold out and say, I'm not getting on the field until you give me guaranteed money, because that's the only way it's going to happen. The teams have all the leverage. They know that they can get by with not paying them and still finding someone else to take their job. So unfortunately, the running backs just are not able to benefit necessarily unless they all decide to sit out the entire season, which seems kind of unlikely at this point in time.
Yeah, it does seem unlikely that a running back or a group of running backs would actually be willing to do that for the entire season. So that leads me to my final question here, Jack. With the running back situation being devalued, this is an issue that appears to not be going away anytime soon. So in your eyes, what is the best solution for star running backs to get paid what they are worth on long-term deals?
What I think needs to happen, Dexter, is that they need to all go to the league or the Players Association and say this is not okay. Now, the issue with that is that none of these guys are being discriminated against necessarily. They don't really have a case in terms of going against the league and saying that this is not fair, right? It's a free market for a reason. It's called free agency for a reason, and that's because the market value sets their price. They need to do something together in order to take a stand in this type of situation. Aside from just holding out, they need to try and create some uniform procedure. Maybe they can create a situation where guys are allowed to get paid more on the rookie contracts, because that's obviously how we've gotten to this point, right? Running backs are generally taken in the 4th, the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th rounds, and they're getting paid less than $1 million a year. In fact, most of them are getting paid closer to $500,000. So they need to say we can either get out of our rookie deal after 2 or 3 seasons, assuming our production level is really high. And I think we're going to see kind of a guinea pig and case study of this situation unfolding right in front of our eyes if everything goes right with the Kansas City Chiefs and Isaiah Pacheco, right? 7th round pick out of Rutgers last year, played a massive role in their Super Bowl run. And everyone's saying that he's never going to get paid because by the time he's a free agent, he's going to be in his late 20s. There's going to be too much tread off the tire. And, it's just frankly unfair. So they're going to need to kind of find some shades of gray in the rules if they want to fix this situation. Unfortunately, though, that's probably going to be a longer-term solution that won't benefit anyone involved. And for that reason, I really don't know if it happens.
Yeah, I really wonder if the solution that you brought up there, in fact, of the running backs possibly being able to get to free agency sooner is something that could really work, because then it gives them the opportunity to secure the bag, as we've said, a little bit quicker. And we'll see if that happens. That is Jack Stern. Go check out his article on NFL running backs being devalued and some of the solutions that can come about that. He is a great reporter, anchor, producer for CBS Sports Radio. Jack, always love talking to you. Glad we were able to talk on this. We will connect again down the road. Thank you, my man.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Dexter. Always a pleasure.